Greetings to you all, friends, sisters, and brothers. Welcome to today's devotion. It is Psalm 139. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from far away. You search out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, O Lord, you know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is so high that I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and settle in the farthest limit of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me. Your right hand shall hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light around me become night, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is as bright as the day, for darkness is as light to you. For it was you who formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, that I know very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes beheld my unformed substance. In your book were written all the days that were formed for me, when none of them as yet existed. How weighty to me are your thoughts, O God! How vast is the sum of them! I try to count them, and they are more than the sand. I come to the end. I am still with you. Oh, that you would kill the wicked, O God, and that the bloodthirsty would depart from me. Those who speak of you maliciously and lift themselves up against you for evil. Do I not hate those who hate you, O Lord, and do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my thoughts. See if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting. This is, if not my favorite, it is certainly one of my favorite Psalms. It is amazingly beautiful in its poetry. I wish I read and spoke Hebrew, because I'm sure it's even more so in its original language. But what it says and what the psalmist is writing here is absolutely astounding. Recounting or speaking about how God knows us perfectly, everything about us, even the words we're going to say before we think them or speak them. That God has known us before we were ever even formed in the inward parts of our mother's womb. That God will never leave us. He is there behind us and before us. And even when we feel as if darkness has covered us, God is there, and there is no place we can ever go physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, where God is not there with us. And then the understanding of just how incredible and how awesome God is in his ways and in his thoughts are far beyond what we can even begin to comprehend. Of course, the psalmist has to always put in something about killing the wicked, which is not my favorite part of this psalm from 19 to 22. But this, I believe, is the place where the psalmist is coming from, as we read so often in the Psalms, coming from a place of persecution and being mistreated by the wicked, but remembering that God sees us differently, and that it's not because of anything we've done that we're being treated that way. And in spite of those things, we know that God is with us to help us to endure those problems. So I see how it is a part of the psalm. It's just the language changes so dramatically in those several verses, but also the last two verses of asking God to search our hearts, to search our thoughts, to know whatever is everything about us, but to ask in the end for him to lead us in the way of everlasting, for him to be truly our God, truly our King, and definitely truly our Savior. This psalm, in and of itself, like some of the others that I have read, is its own devotional. It is something that whenever we are feeling whatever, lost, broken, separated from God, that this is a psalm we could turn to and remind ourselves of who God is and who we are and who God says we are, and God's presence with us. So this is a psalm that literally could be read on a daily, if not a regular basis, or regular basis, if not a daily basis. Read it again after this devotion's over. Go back yourself and read it again, and read it slowly, and consider each of the parts that are written here and the thoughts that are behind them, and see if it's not something that doesn't lift you up, that doesn't bring you to that place of joy and contentment in our relationship with God. It is magnificent. And like I said, it is one of my favorite Psalms. I hope for you now that maybe perhaps it's that for you as well. So that's our devotion for today. That would be a good ending point for us, but we still have 10 more to go. So until tomorrow, in Psalm 140, know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made.